All right. Hey, Hal. Just wanted to ask, how has the team study tape and going into this game against Portland after the what was a chaotic ending to quarterfinal match against Boston Louisville?
Yeah, so I think we definitely want to not make it as chaotic this time. That would be really great. Obviously playoffs are tough because regardless of how you think you should win or how the game's going or not, like teams will gut things out just because of like when it comes to playoffs, it's do or die. So I think this week, obviously, we always focus on us first. I sound like a broken record because I always say that, but we do always focus on us because we know what we bring to the table. Obviously, we want to be aware of like their strengths and weaknesses and stuff, but at the end of the day, I feel like we really focus on what we want to do.
This has been pretty repetitive, but the Spirit fans being the top player, how important have they been throughout this entire season and especially in the playoffs?
It's so important. And even from the beginning of the season, we were like, when we go to playoffs again, when we go to playoffs, not if, when we go to playoffs again, we want to have like home field advantage just because it is such a huge advantage in these games. Like not having to travel every single weekend, that's amazing. And then also like just having that energy from the crowd, like when the games get long, you're in double overtime, PKs, all of that. I feel like it just helps so much having literally 20,000 people on your side. So, yeah.
Really quickly, so finishing games has been a topic that a lot of people have been talking about around.
Uh,
But how, I mean, what from your perspective, what is the key to finishing games in 90-ish minutes?
Honestly, like staying locked into our game plan. It just like Racing Louisville was a great example that we were defending them so well. And then that one time we don't put pressure on that first ball over the top, we get scored on. So even if it's like a moment we're tired, we're towards the end of the game, it doesn't matter. Like you have to make that run, you have to apply that pressure. And I feel like that was a good lesson for us for this next game that every little moment counts.
Also the environment that you guys have created as an organization. I mean, for little girls to come up and see you guys and as role models and setting the example for the next generation of soccer players, hopefully. What has that meant to you?
It's meant the world. I grew up like bouncing around like in the South, and I feel like I didn't really know anyone that and like played soccer, went to college and played soccer until I got much older. And I always wonder, like when I was really young, if I had people to like look at and watch and like know, like how I would have taken it more seriously when I was younger. And I like am so happy that I can be that for someone else. It just means the world to me, like seeing all the little girls at the games and even like when we have like the little player that we hold hands with, I always try to like chat to them because I was like, this is so cute. But it just means the world to be able to inspire younger girls and show them that, I mean, if they work their ass off, they can get to the same place and play in this type of environment and do great things. So it means a lot to me. Yeah.
Was
How can you kind of Adrian always talks about how versatile you guys are, and you guys have played multiple different formations in midfield specifically. What's the chemistry between you and your teammates been like this whole year, and now as you guys get in the playoffs, like how has that versatility been helpful that you guys can play whether it's three in the middle, four in the middle, that you guys are ready for anything?
Yeah, I feel like that's what's so special about this team is like everyone has experience in a ton of different situations because I mean, I hate to be like everything happens for a reason, but the beginning of this year, like we had so many inconsistencies with rosters, injuries, and stuff like that. And I feel like everyone got to be thrown on the field at some point or another, whether it was like three in the midfield, four in the midfield, like we had to do with the numbers that we had. And I feel like now we're getting towards the end of the season, everyone knows how to play in any situation that we're given. And it's just awesome because like I have full confidence in anyone that goes on the field. And I feel like we instill confidence in those people too, so that everyone feels like they're on the same page while we're playing. And it's really awesome to be a part of a group like this. I feel like in college, it was like after that first 11, it's like, oh, I don't know. But like here, it's like everyone's ready to roll. Like it doesn't matter. Like you can get on the field, you play 30 minutes or 60 minutes, 90 minutes, you make a difference because you're locked in and you know.
You guys, if you win, you'd be the only sports team to make it to a final from this region. How would it feel to represent the city again in the NWSL finals?
Yeah, it's just amazing. I mean, I love DC. I feel like ever since I came here last year was obviously my rookie year. Like they really made this place feel like home, like the fans and the city. I mean, they just really back our team and it's so awesome to be a part of and I'm just so proud of the city. Even though I'm not from here and literally have no past connection, I'm like I love DC just because it's like I just feel so proud to play in front of them every weekend and it's awesome. Yeah.
Thank you.
Question. So you claiming Mississippi as your home
Mhm.
and having DC as your home, what has that evolution been throughout this season? It's seeing that home ride with you, have that spirit with you, and keep that consistency going, whether you're on the road or here.
Yeah, it's just like once again, it just gives me so much pride to be a part of this team because like I mean, no matter where we go or travel or play, there's Spirit fans there and it's like insane to me. Like there's always like a little pocket of Spirit fans no matter where we go. And like I grew up like moving around a lot, but the fact that like this city treats me like I'm one of their own every single time I step on the field at Audi, it's just amazing. They've always made this place feel like home and I'm just so proud to be a part of it.
Obviously tomorrow will be the last home game, for at Rowdy Audi. So is there a sense or kind of emotionally, what does that mean for you or for the team? Is there like a sense of, wanting to give this for the fans? Like,
Yeah, for sure. I feel like, I mean, it's a semifinal, but at the same time, like what you just said, it's our last game at home. And like we love playing at home. Home games, I look forward to them every single time on the schedule. I'm like, when's the next home game? Like I want to play at home. And the fact that it is a semifinal, it's just like I mean, our semifinal last year was insane. And like I'm sure this one's gonna be the exact same. And we already have a sellout, so that's awesome.
All right, we'll go to Zoom. If you have a question, raise your hand. Jason?
Hi, Hal. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
I'm hanging in there. I meant to be there, but other than that, I'm good.
Okay.
Um, I wanted to ask you, you mentioned wanting to control the game, keep the game in control a bit more this week. How much of that is in control via possession, and how much of that is like in control via the press or via a defensive block? How do you find the balance between the different phases of play?
Yeah, I mean, ideally we want both, but I mean, it's never gonna be like that. I feel like we have to be comfortable being uncomfortable sometimes. Like, even if we don't have the ball, we need to be confident in the organization that we have. And we need to be locked in to be able to kind of execute that. So, even like possession, we want, of course, but we do need to be comfortable in those situations where we might not have the ball for sure.
Mhm. Obviously, I'm thinking that you were back for both Portland games from your ankle injury. Is that right?
Yes, I was.
Okay. In those matches, what were you seeing out of the Thorns midfield? Obviously, has some significant international players with Sam Coffey and Jesse Fleming. What were you seeing in terms of the challenge on your side of things, on how to best navigate a pretty difficult opponent?
Yeah, so I feel like with them that's pretty tricky is I feel like as the years gone on, they've got more fluid. Like the three of them don't just sit in like traditional spots. Like I feel like they like to move in and out between lines. Like I know Sam Coffey's even their six, but I've seen her get like a lot higher recently. So I feel like that's definitely that kind of like interchanging of midfield movements. Like we definitely need to be aware of going into this. And if that's like passing off stuff to our back line or tracking people into the back line. I feel like that's going to be key. So our communication, I feel like, is something that we're going to have to be locked in on.
Uh, I guess last one for me. It's gotten colder lately. Has your coffee order shifted now that we're getting more wintry weather?
Yeah, hot coffee's only right now. It is too cold
Okay.
outside. I'm being so dramatic because it's not even that cold, but I don't like the cold. So, yeah.
No, I'm with you completely. I'm bundled up and I'm inside.
Yeah,
Appreciate it,
yeah,
Hal.
of course.
Thanks.
Anything else for Hal?
How you scored the late equalizer in the semis last year. What do you take away from that? Just those memories to use for tomorrow.
Gosh, I want the crowd to feel the same way. Maybe not as much of a nail biter with like a last minute goal. We hope to put the game away. I mean, as we do every game, we hope to do that. But yeah, just wanting to feel that way again, just like the joy and what it means to play at home and playing in such like a high stakes match in front of your home crowd. I feel like just replicating those feelings of like pride and being like, hell yeah, we're doing it. So I feel like that's what I'm most excited for.
Piggybacking a little bit on that question, the Spirit have gone 5 for 5 on playing past 120 minutes at Audi Field, all at home in the playoffs.
Yeah.
What? Knock on wood. What?
Yeah.
But what goes through a player's head mentally when you go into those types of situations?
Yeah, so I feel like some people might get down in moments like that, especially when you're physically like exhausted. But I feel like with this team, if there's anything that we've proven, it's like to never count us out until like the very last second. And honestly, when I get into moments like that, I'm like, we're gonna be fine because I know we have that extra gear, that we can get that last minute goal, make that last minute PK. Like we have those big moments in us. And we've proven that like time and time and time again. And so I feel like in those moments, like, yeah, it sucks, but I'm like, I feel confident in what this team's capable of.
So throughout the season as well, has there been anything personally that you got to learn about yourself with the team, and anything as a team you've been able to grow and use to your advantage as a person, as a player?
So much. This year's been like such a learning year. I feel like things haven't been like as pretty this year, as you would have thought for like a team that's like clinched second place, home field advantage, is heading into the semis. Like we've been through a lot as a group, and I feel like the love that we have for each other, regardless of like the outside noise and stuff that's going on, like results that might not meet our standards, or like staff changes, or just like talk amongst the league. And I feel like the love that we have for each other, like I love these girls so much and they're like my best friends. And I feel like that's honestly like kept the vibes high and kept us pushing. Like at the end of the day, if we have a bad practice, bad game, it's like I'm playing with my best friends and that's all I care about. It's like a grounding moment to like think of that every day, I think. For me personally, I was injured for like half the year. So I feel like a big thing that I learned was to be a little patient with myself. I feel like you always have such high standards for yourself if this is your job, because I mean, like we're all competitors, but um at the end of the day, you do have to give yourself some grace. And I feel like now I'm starting to feel normal again, and it's great because I mean, we're in playoffs, and I mean, the vibes are high and our team's performing well, and it's really exciting. Just be patient because it's going to end up okay.